Hello and welcome back to Mr Smart Solution. This is the third part of the Gcse paper, Foundation Paper 1, Summer of 2022. So this is specially targeted to those of you who want to get at least a grade 4 in your Gcse maths exams. So by all means, stick with me, pause the video and have a go at doing the questions before you look at the solutions. Enjoy. Don't forget to share, like, comment and subscribe to this channel because there's more videos of papers that are going to be coming. Okay, so let's dive straight into the part 3. This is question 18. Okay, and a lot of the times you need to be specific and answer the questions that you have been asked. Don't worry about any other thing. So if you read the question, it tells us straight away that here is a list of ingredients for making 10 scones. Okay, so Mia wants to make 25 of them, and it says work out how much sugar. So the interest here is only on sugar. There might be so many ingredients, but we only want sugar. What that means is don't waste your time doing the rest of the ingredients. You're not going to be getting any marks for those ones. Okay, so as we look at this, only 2 marks. Don't waste your time. Now we're saying that she wants to make 25 of them. So to make 25 you need 10, you need another 10, then you need 5. Okay, so 10, 10 and a 5. To make another 10 she will need 40 grams of sugar. To make 5 scones she will need half of that 40, which will be 20. Okay, so we've got 40, 40, 20. What that means is we should add these up. So 40 add 40 add 20 is 100. Okay, what that means is that Mia is gonna need 100 grams of sugar, and that's straightforward. Okay, 2 marks. Don't waste time on the rest of the ingredients. The question has not asked us, we don't need to. Okay, the next thing is question 90. It says increase 240 by 20%. Okay, so the emphasis here is the word increase. What that means is whatever we do, we need to remember to add. This is a non-calculator paper, which means we should avoid decimals at all costs unless it's not possible to do so. So we're going to try and do it the non-calculator way. Okay, so we're going to look at finding 10%, then find 20%, and then add our answer back on. Don't forget that. So we know 10% of 240 will be 24. To get 20%, we need to double our answer because we've doubled our 10. So if we double that, we'll get 48. Now remember, we are increasing, so we need to add our 48 back to the 240. So 240 add 48, and that will give me 8 there and 2 there, so 288. We go to our answer line and we write 288, and that is it. Very easy question. Okay, so the next question 20, has the ability to scare you. It has the potential to let you move on, but guess what, it is so easy. Okay, one thing about fractions is that they are part of a whole. A fraction is a part of a whole. Okay, so if you look at the question, everything is out of one. Okay, one whole, that's what we're looking at. Okay, here it says the rectangle A, then we've got C, then we've got B. So 5/8 of rectangle A is shaded. What that means is we can work out the bit that is not shaded. So if this is 5/8, this bit here will be 3/8 because together they should make one whole. Okay, what that means is that because this part matches this part, then this part should also be 3/8. Okay, the next thing is our rectangle C. Rectangle C is this one, and it says 9/11 of rectangle C is shaded. So that is our 9 out of 11. It means that to make one whole, we will need 2/11. That is the unshaded bit. If that comes here, it is matched to this bit, so that bit is also 2/11. So if you come to rectangle B, which the question is asking us about, we are gonna work out the bits that are unshaded, and then we would then be able to answer the bit that the question really wants us to, which is the bit I've put the ticks there. Okay, so we're gonna look at 3/8 add 2/11. That's what our work is gonna be based on. It's about adding fractions. Okay, so 3/8 add 2/11. Remember, when we add in fractions, we need to focus on the denominators. They've got to be the same. And we look at 8 and 11, and we notice that 88 is a number that can be found in both times tables. So I've multiplied 8 here by 11. So I'll multiply the 3 here also by 11. That gives me 33. And when it comes to 11 here, I've multiplied by 8 to get 88. So I'll multiply 2 also by 8, and that gives me 16. Remember, I'm adding. I've got 88 now. The two of them can be added, and together I will get 49 out of 88. Now this is the total part of rectangle B that is unshaded. Now remember, the shaded and unshaded will both give me one whole rectangle. So to work out how many parts is actually shaded will be what will be added to this to make 88. And it's all about thinking 88 take away 49, and when you work it out you should get 39. So it means that the part that is shaded will be 39 out of the 88, and that's our answer. A very easy question, but has the potential to scare you, and I don't want you to be scared. Okay, now let's go straight to question number 21. We are trying to finish the rest of this paper. Question number 21, which is a stem and leaf diagram question. You can pause the video and have a go. They usually give you a space above before that for a reason, because you are expected to try and have a go at doing a rough sketch. A rough sketch helps you. So I know if I've got 1, I'll have 9. Okay, so I can take that off. If I've got 2, I'll have 8. Tick off as you go. If I've got 2, I'll have 9. Take it off. If I've got 3, I'll get 3 there. That's 33, and then 27 in the 2 column, then 27 again, and then 37, then 25, then 27 again, then 37 this time, then 17, then 45. So we got 4 and 5. We got 47. Then we got 2 and 5, 25, and then we got 26. Now that we've done this, we need to then come to the main part and do a neat and a tidy work. A neat and a tidy stem and leaf will be ordered in the stem. So this part is the stem. The numbers will be ordered from smallest to biggest. So we'll write 1, 2, 3, and 4, because we've ordered that. And then the numbers in the leaf, the second part, this part should be ordered as well from smallest to biggest. So we'll go, instead of 9 and 7, we'll have 7. Try to space your numbers out without using commas, so it will be neat and seen clearly. So 7 and 9. When we come to the 2 column, we've got a few numbers. We've got 5, 5, 6. So let's write them first. 5, 5, 6. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 7s. And then we've got 8 and 9. So 8 and 9. So these will be the numbers in the 2 column. And then we've got our 3s, which are already in order. So 3, 7, 7. And then the 4s are also in order already. So 5 and 7. And then key is important. So what we've done here gives us 2 marks. We've done the stem in order, we've done the leaf in order. Now we need to give a key. We need to explain to them what any one of these mean. You can choose any of them. We could choose 1 and 7 or 2 and 5. So we could say 1/7 is the same as 17. So anybody reading it could understand, and that gives you a mark. You could have used 2/5 is 25. Whatever it is that you want to use, you just have to explain using one of them. Okay, now we're going to question 22. I like the fact that we're going faster on this third part. So the third part is important. These are some of the questions that also come on the higher paper. So if you're a foundation GCSE student and you're wanting to see how good you will be on the higher paper, I strongly recommend you pausing the video each time to have a go at the questions before watching the video. Okay, so here we're saying we have a cylinder. Okay, the good news is that on your GCSE paper they will give you a formula sheet. Okay, it's been given for the past few summers based on COVID and the impact it's had on your learning. Okay, so in this year as well, I believe you're getting the formula sheet. So it's important to understand that a cylinder can be treated as a prism, and on your formula sheet it usually says the volume of a prism is area of the cross section times length. Okay, it's very similar, same thing. So if we were to draw this, we'll have our circle and we'll have this bit there. Okay, so you can actually trace it. So we got a circle and we need the area of the cross section, which is the area of a circle. So the volume will be pi r squared times by how high this whole shape is gonna be, the height. So we need to work out the radius. So we can see from the diagram here that the circle has a center right here. Why? Because there's 3 squares across from this bit going to every part of this circle. Okay, so we know that this is on a centimeter grid. We've been told centimeter grid, so we can highlight that. So we know that if I count 3 squares that way, that's 3 centimeters. That gives me the radius r to be 3 centimeters. Now this bit is the front elevation. It is actually what you see. So you see this bit, which is the rectangle, which is the height. So we go 1 2 3 4 5. So the height is 5. So our h is 5. All we're going to do now is to substitute them into the formula. So the volume will be pi times 3 squared times by 5. Forget about the pi for now and just do 3 squared, which is 9, times 5 is 45, and just slap on the pi. So the volume will be 45 pi. If we are asked to see the unit, we could tell volume is 3 dimensions, so we've been told already. Don't forget to write your answer on the answer line. So it is 45 pi, and that's our answer. Very straightforward, very easy, no need to panic. Okay, question 23. Okay, question 23. A lot of people who are hoping to get grade 5 should be able to do questions like this. Okay, so remember, similarly to solving equations, line up the inequality sign so you can monitor what you're doing. So just like the way you solve equations, it's very, very similar. So the opposite of minus 27 is add 27. So we'll do the same to both sides of our inequality. Okay, so when we do that, we get 7x here. The inequality sign faces that way, so we leave it that way. 8 add 27 is 35. Now the next thing is 7 is multiplying our x, so we need to do the opposite, which is divide by 7 on both sides. Okay, once we do that, we have x left here. The sign is still facing the same way. 35 divided by 7 is 5. X is not equal to 5. X is less than 5, and both of them must be written like that. Okay, so when we come to our answer line, we're not going to write 5, rather we'll write x, the symbol, then 5, and that is our answer. Straightforward. Okay, question 24 says to write 124 as a product of its prime factors. So this is where we do the factor tree. So we got 124. So we're gonna break it down into 2 numbers that could multiply or times to get 124. Any number that ends in 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 is in the 2 times table. So I can immediately see that I can multiply this by 2. In other words, I'm going to halve 124. Half of 12 is 6. Half of 4 is 2. So immediately I've done that. Because 2 is a prime number, I'll circle that. and then break down 62. Again, it ends in 2, which means it's in the 2 times table, so I can half it. So that's 2 there. Half of 6 is 3. Half of 2 is 1. Okay, I know that 2 is a prime number, and 31 is also a prime number, because 31 cannot be found in any other times table apart from the 31 times table. Okay, so therefore my answer, the question says I should write as the product. That word product means times sign. Okay, so I go to the answer line and I write 2 times 2 times 31. So I write 2 times 2 times 31. Or if you want to simplify the 2 times 2 to be 2 squared, that will also be acceptable. So you see that I write 2 squared times 31 or 2 times 2 times 31. You've now written it as product of its prime factors. Okay, because these numbers are prime numbers. All right. Next one. Question 25. Okay, it has a lot of words written in it, yet it is so easy, and the mark is 5 marks. The most important thing you want to take from this is that you won't get any marks when the question says you must show all your working. So very easy, but you need to work for your marks here. Okay, the most important thing to look out for this question is that the emphasis is on cars. So this passes 1/8 of them, so I'll try and highlight them. So the emphasis, when you're doing questions, look at it. 1/8 is cars. Okay, so we've got our cars here, and then again 25% cars, the rest cars. So everything is about cars, even though the question has got both cars and vans. So what that means is that work out how many are cars and just leave the vans alone. Don't even bother. Okay, so we know that we've got this now. We are going to work out how many are cars. We've got a ratio of 3 to 7. So together that's 10. So total parts is 10. Okay, 3 adds 7. Now we know we've got 160. So we're going to do 160 divided by 10, and that's 16. So it means that 1 part is 16. Our cars are worth 3 parts. Okay, so that's cars. So we're going to have 3 parts, which means we need to multiply by 3. So we're multiplying 16 by 3, which then gives us 48. So that means that 48 of the delivery company are cars. Okay, so the delivery company has 48 cars. Now we're going to answer the question. It says 1/8 use electricity, and then 25% of the cars are diesel, the rest of the cars are petrol. So work out, we are interested in working out how many are petrol, okay, or use petrol cars. Okay, so we're gonna work out 1/8. So 1/8 of the electricity, 1/8 of 48 simply means divide 48 by 8, and that gives me 6. So 6 of them use electricity. Okay, and then we got 25%. 25% means a quarter. So 25% means we should halve it and halve it again. So 25% of 48, half 48 is 24, half 24 is 12. So it means that 12 of them use diesel. Okay, so together we've got 18. Now the rest of the cars use petrol, so we need to take away 18 from 48. So 48 take away 18, and that is 30. So we know that 30 cars use petrol. You see, I've done no work about vans because the question did not ask me about vans. Even though I saw 7, I did not use it. What we need to remember is do and focus all your energy and your attention on the part that the question is interested in. Okay, the next part, question 26. So you're doing very well. We'll be finishing soon, so don't worry. It says we should write 1.63 times 10 to the power of minus 3 as an ordinary number. So what was the question? So minus in the power means we are dividing. So we're going to divide by 10 3 times. When we divide by 10 once, we'll get 0.163. Then we're going to divide by 10 again. That will be 0.0163. Then we divide by 10 again because it has minus 3. So 0.00163. So that is what we've done, and that's our answer as an ordinary number. So 0.00163. Very easy to do. Okay. The next one says to write in standard form. In standard form, the first part of the number should be a number between 1 and 10, and then the second part should be always times by 10 to a power of a whole number. So another way of writing this number is 4.38 times 10. We know that is 10 cubed, but then we've got these two places which are gonna be added on, which is gonna be 10 to the 5. So our answer will be 4.38 times 10 to the power of 5. I'm going fast because I expect you to be aiming to get a grade 5 or crossover if you are towards this part of the paper. You're doing really great, by the way. Okay, the next part is this last part of question 26. So to multiply, all we need to do is multiply the number part. Remember, the question is also telling us not to forget to give our answer in standard form, so we have to bear that in mind. 4 times by 6 is 24. Now when we multiply powers of 10, we add the powers. When we multiply indices, we add the powers. So these ones, we have 3 add minus 5, which is 10 to the power of minus 2. However, this is not in standard form, so we need to make sure we make it in standard form. As this gets smaller to 2.4, that gets bigger, so that will be 10 to the power of minus 1, and that will be our answer. In other words, as we divide by 10, we need to times this by 10, okay, so that it balances out, so we don't change our question. So the whole bit is 2.4 times 10 to the minus 1, and that will be our answer. Okay, so we've got that for question 26. Let's go to question 27. Question 27 has a tendency to make students panic, and you should not panic. The key word here for us to be able to be happy is the word regular. So regular, okay. Now regular simply means equal size, equal angles. All the sides are equal, all the angles are equal. And with polygons, my advice is always try to go from the outside in. Okay, so we're going to look at going from the outside in. If I want this bit, I can work out how many shapes are there, how many sides are there altogether. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the outside will always add up to make 360. So 360 divided by 6 is 60. So it means that this part is 60 degrees. Now to get this part, it's also going to be 360 divided by something. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we divide that by 5. So we're having 360 divided by 5, and that gives us 72 degrees. So this is 72, and we've got 60. So when we add the two of them, which will make x, it will be 132 degrees. Okay, so x is 132. The best way is the outside in, so 132 degrees for that question. If you're not sure, pause the video and watch it again. Okay, now let's go to question 28. We are doing very well, we are nearly there. Question 28 is substitution. I will always advise you to start off with the positive values first. Okay, so 2 squared, then do 3 times by 2, and then add 1. Okay, so we'll then be able to figure the rest out as we go. So that's 2 squared is 4, and then take away 3 times 2, which is 6, then add 1. So 4 take away 6 is minus 2. Minus 2 add 1 is minus 1. So this is minus 1. And then we go to the 3 column. 3 squared is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. Add 1. So that gives us 1. Okay. So that's very easy. So look out for patterns. You notice that when it was minus 1 and minus 1, then we got 1 there and 1 there. What that means that these two must end up giving us the same values. Okay, so 4 squared is 16. Take away 4, 3 times 4 is 12, then add 1. So 16 take away 12 is 4. 4 add 1 is 5. Okay, so that is 5. Let's test this and see. Minus 1 squared is 1. Minus 3 times by minus 1 is positive 3. Add 1 is 5. So you have to watch out for patterns. As the two middle numbers are the same, these parts are going to be the same, and that are also going to be the same. Okay, now we're going to plot them along the corridor and up or down the stairs. Okay, so we have our minus 1 and 5. So we're going to plot minus 1 and 5. Then we've got 0 and 1. 0 along the corridor, 1 up the stairs. Then we've got 1 and minus 1. 1 along the corridor, minus 1 down the stairs. And then we've got another 2 and minus 1. Again, similarly there. And then 3 and 1. And finally 4 and 5. So once you've plotted them, we don't leave it blank. We need to join up the points. Remember, with a smooth curve, don't use a ruler. Okay, so we join up the points. Make sure it is as smooth as you possibly can. I'm doing my best as well to do it as smooth as I can. Please do not go flat at the bottom, because this is a curve. It has to be smooth along the bottom. So don't go too deep either. Make sure you don't go flat and you don't go too deep down. Examiners are always going to give you an error of judgment there, but make sure it is not flat at the bottom. Okay, thank you. Question 29. Question 29, just like 26 and so on, have the potential to scare you, to let you leave, but they are actually very easy. Why am I saying that? There's an important word here, cube. What that means is that this number should be cubed. This number should be cubed. Okay, and work here. 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. So we got 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3, which is 27. So even if you don't know anything there, you've got some marks already. Okay, 4 cubed means we should do 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64, and that's something you are expected to know your cube numbers. Okay, at least up to 10. It's very important to know them. Okay, now it says that cube A has a mass of 81 grams. Cube B has a mass of 128 grams. Work out the density. So we want the density here and the density here. Okay, so to remember, I have a little acronym that helps me. Okay, don't move Vera. Okay, in other words, density is mass divided by volume. Mass per volume. Okay, so that's density there. So we've got the mass and then we got the volume. We can then divide them. So for A, we know the mass is 81, and we're going to divide 81 by 27. Okay, so you can use your times tables to help you. You can look at what number they both are in. They are both in the 9 times table. Okay, so 9 can divide both of them. Okay, so we divide this by 9 and we divide this by 9. Once we divide 81 by 9, we get 9. We divide 27 by 9 and we get 3. Immediately it's easy. 9 divided by 3, and that's 3. So we know the density of cube A will be 3. Now we want the density of cube B. So the density of cube B will be our mass which is 128, divide our 64. Okay, remember this is non-calculator, and I told you if they both end in 42068, they are the 2 times table. So you can take your time and then halve them both. You can keep on halving until you get to a comfortable number where it's easier to simplify. So this is 64 and this is 32. Immediately you notice that 32 is half of 64, so the answer is gonna be 2. If you're not sure, by all means keep on halving them until you get any point where it's easy. Okay, so once our density for B is 2, then it says our answer should be in the form A to B, and another key word here to scare you is this word integers. The word integers simply means whole numbers. So if we check our answer, is that a whole number? We check, yes, this is, so we can tick it. This is also a whole number. Therefore, we are very happy that our answer should be what we want, 3 to 2, and they are both whole numbers. Okay. Question 30, the last one. Well done for sticking through. You've come to the very last one on our foundation paper. I'll write the answer and I'll do a video on this to help you watch it later. Write down the value of sine 30. Sine 30 is 1/2. Okay, so our answer is 1/2 or 0.5. It don't matter which one you write, and that is the correct answer. Now we've come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching all 3 videos. If you haven't watched part 1 and part 2, I would strongly recommend that you do so, because remember, to be able to get grade 4 or grade 5 on the foundation paper, it is very important, and I highly recommend to you that you are able to do the first part of the paper and the middle part of the paper. For those of you who are hoping to get grade 5, then of course this third part is paramount, or giving yourself a chance to do the higher paper. Okay, so look out for paper 2 for the summer 2022 series, and hopefully you enjoy the video. Don't forget to share, to like, to subscribe, and let everyone know about Mr Ninson Solutions. On that note, I'll give you the grab. Thank you for watching.